You mentioned when you were in the States recently that Jung had a vision at the end of his life of a catastrophe. Can you speak about that a little bit? It was a world catastrophe.
I don't want to speak much about it, but he tried to convey to his family some things, and when he was right dying, and they didn't get the point, so he called for me, but they wouldn't call me. But one of his daughters took notes, and after his death gave it. And there's a drawing with a line going down, up and down, and underneath is the last 50 years of humanity. And some remarks about the final catastrophe being ahead. But I have only those notes.
What is your own feeling about it, the world
Well,
situation?
one's whole feeling revolts against this idea. But since I have those notes in a drawer, I don't allow myself to be too optimistic. I think, well, we have always had wars and enormous catastrophes, and I have no more personal fear much about that. I mean, at my age, if you have anyhow soon to go, so or so, egocentrically spoken. But the beauty of all the life, to think that the billions and billions and billions of years of evolution to build up the plants and the animals and the whole beauty of nature, and that man would go out of sheer shadow foolishness and destroy it all. I mean, that all life might go from the planet. And we don't know. On Mars and Venus, there's no life. We don't know if there's any life experiment elsewhere in the galaxies. And we go and destroy this. I think it's so abominable. I try to pray that it may not happen, that a miracle happens.
Do you find that young people that you see now are aware of that it's in their consciousness?
Yes, it's partly in their unconscious and partly in their consciousness, and I think in a very dangerous way, namely in a way of giving up and running away into a fantasy world. You know, when you study science fiction, you see there's always the fantasy of escaping to some other planet and begin anew again, which means give up the battle on this earth. Look, consider it hopeless and give up. And a sort of defeatism. And perhaps that is because there is a world catastrophe impending and they are only feeling what is true, but I think one shouldn't give up. Because if you think of answer to Job, if man would wrestle with God, if man would tell God that he shouldn't do it, if we would reflect more, that's why reflection comes in. One might just sneak round the corner. Jung never thought that we might do better than just possibly sneak round the corner with not too big a catastrophe. When I saw him last, he had also a vision while I was with him, but there he said, I see enormous stretches devastated, enormous stretches of the earth, but thank God it's not the whole planet. So perhaps that is true.
One thing is sure, a great change of our psychological attitude is imminent. That is certain.
Why?
Because we need more. We need more psychology. We need more understanding of human nature, because the only real danger that exists is man himself. He is the great danger, and we are pitifully unaware of it. We know nothing of man, far too little. His psyche should be studied, because we are the origin of all coming evil.
To jsem já. Váš sám. Co pak nepoznáte sama?
Nedokážu to samé.
Já vím. Všechno je špatně. Ani bychom tu neměli být. Ale jsme. Jako ve velkých příbězích, pane Frodo. V těch důležitých. Plných tmy a nebezpečí. Někdy člověk ani nechtěl znát konec, protože nemohl být šťastný. Jak by mohl svět ještě být někdy takový, jak býval, když se stalo tolik zlých věcí? Ale nakonec je to jen pomíjivá věc. Tenhle stín. I tma musí skončit. Nový den přijde. A až vysvětne slunce, bude svítit tím jasněji. To byly příběhy, které v člověku zůstaly. Které něco znamenaly. I když byl ještě malý a nechápal proč. Ale myslím, pane Frodo, že teď chápu. Už vím. Lidi v těch příbězích měli spoustu možností vrátit se. Ale nevrátili se. Šli dál, něčeho se drželi.
Čeho se držíme my sami?
V tomhle světě ještě je dobro, pane Frodo. Stojí za to o něj bojovat.